Hi, this is Matt Donegan from Business Spotlight. I'm here with Mel. Mel, tell me about who you are, what you do, and what your company does, please.
Okay, hi, I'm Mel. So I'm the CEO of Continental Drifts, and we're a company that covers event management, artist programming, and music development.
Great. And how long have you been going, Mel?
So we started in 1996, so 27 years, I think.
27 years. You're 27 years in the industry that you're in. Is that common?
No, I think there aren't that many companies that have managed to kind of weather so many years, I guess. So I think we're really lucky in that we've managed to work with some really amazing clients and really sort of develop the offering of the company over that time. And actually, that we've got through things such as COVID and various years where there's been more challenges. So, yeah, we're still here 27 years on.
Right. So 27 years, you've been through at least three major financial crises.
Yeah.
COVID, great financial crash, and what with I'm sure Brexit has affected the entertainment industry from what I've read in newspapers, etc. What's been your out of the challenges that you've had over the years? What's been the things that have kept you running for 27 years? What's the glue that's holding you guys together?
So I think one of the unique things about Continental Drifts is we don't just offer one service. So because we do event production, but we also do programming, we have a really good understanding of different areas of work. So when one thing tends to sort of drop off, we find that another area of work might pick up. And we've retained so many of our clients for really all the time we've been running. We've had clients we've worked with for over 20 years. We get a lot of recommendations as well from those clients. So we find a lot of work comes to us. We're very lucky in that way that our clients tend to recommend us quite regularly. And we've got events that we're still working on that we were working on, many years ago.
So that's interesting because you're in an industry that is known actually for volatility. The entertainment industry can be quite capricious. And actually, what you're saying is just by being dependable, by delivering good product, that's what's got you through. It's not because you've had huge stars in the roster or that you've had
So
yeah. So it's
it's
just
been
been
those relationships. And also we've found like over the years, we've really built up, I suppose, a family around Continental Drifts. And we found that some people who worked with us as an intern or apprentice have actually gone on to become our client or have recommended us for work over the years. So we find that we get a lot back from people that we've previously worked with. And also some clients will kind of take us with them when they move on. So
right.
they might work in one company and then when they go to somewhere else, we'll sort of tend to go with them a lot of the time and get work with that new company while still retaining the other work. So we've been really lucky to have had some really great clients and also previous staff on the way who've still really look out for us as a company.
Mel, if I may challenge you, it doesn't actually sound like luck had much to do with it. It sounds like doing a good job well has led you to repeat business. So, yeah, congratulations for that. You've done really well. So, what made you start the business in the first place?
So both Chris and I, who's my business partner, we were both working in the festival industry, and we came across so many really creative artists, really amazing bands, sort of really cool installations. But these people doing this work, they were quite limited in the market they had at the time. And so we really saw an opportunity to kind of harness this creativity and take that over to Europe. So we promoted a lot of that work in Europe and also to a different range of clients, including corporate clients and local authorities. So initially, we really started as an agency, kind of promoting a lot of those acts. But then over the time, we started to do more event production and offer a wider range of services. So it's been quite an organic growth over the years as
Right.
to the type of work that we're doing.
Okay. And where do you see the growth coming now in the marketplace? Is there a particular area that you're seeing resurgency? Is that you've one dropping off? How's the market then?
So I think what we've really found is actually our performance agency has had a real resurgence since COVID, because a lot of the things could be done in a socially distanced way. And I think people really started to see the benefit again of having more of that interactive entertainment in town centres. I think generally, because there's been a real push to get people back into the town centre, we've found that our performance agency and kind of interactive installations, workshops, sort of humorous street theatre, wandering bands has actually done really well over the last few years.
Yeah. So I've noticed that there seems to be a resurgence in brands working with more entertainment, providing more in real life engagement and activity. Are you seeing that as a potential area of growth?
Yeah, I think we've done quite a lot of brand work in the past, doing things with Sochi when they did their Olympic launch. We've worked with MasterCard, Aviva. And so what we have done with those, we've done a lot of creative event build. So that's been developing sets and product and sort of touring things, but also being able to add those entertainers and being able to bring that creative edge to it has been something that actually has really helped us in the past to gain and sort of retain those clients over the years.
Yeah, so 360 production, from event production through to what's actually the entertainment at the event, gives you a competitive edge. And delivering it consistently is obviously a fundamental part.
Yeah, and within our team as well, we have safety experts who sort of know how to make sure everything's executed really well, and we're really good at logistics. So I suppose we're bringing those different elements. We're bringing we make sure it happens on time, safely, but we can also add a really good creative edge.
Yeah. So people might look at you initially for the creative edge and for the entertainment, but actually what they find when they dig below the surface is consistent, safe, dependable, reliable. It's not what often people would come and look for you for, or is it? Do people come to you for the event production, or do they come to you for the entertainment?
It really varies. We have some people that see us more as an entertainment sort of sector company, and we have other people that really see us much more as that logistics, event management, pulling together a festival or some kind of brand event. And then I suppose our job, once we're working with that client, is to also say, hey, have you seen we've also got this? Maybe we could add this element in, or do you need some support with these other areas? Yeah. So I think that's part of our growth over the years, is when we bring in a client on one side, actually they can see that we're able to service other things they might need. And it makes more sense often to use one company to present all of those different elements.
Yeah, it makes people's lives easier. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So what, in terms of the lessons that you've learned over the years, 27 years with a company in what can be quite a capricious industry. What's the biggest lessons that you've learned over the years in running that business and running your business?
So I think for me, the biggest lesson would be to be adaptable, and to always regularly review your cash flow forecasts, your profit and loss, and just to make changes if you need to. I definitely think, crossing your fingers and hoping it's going to get better isn't always the right approach. So we've tried to be very flexible in how we change things around and look to things, but always looking to the future and trying to, as I say, just make a change when it's needed rather than waiting until it's too late.
So don't be one of the three monkeys here, no evil, see no evil.
Yeah, be aware, keep your eyes open to what's coming up.
I think it's called radical candor, isn't it? Just being completely open, and it's a good place to be. So, in terms of your business journey, have there been any mentors or any lessons, or not lessons, but any mentors along the way that have really provided some light to running your business? Have there been any books, any flashbulb moments when you?
So I think over the years, it's sort of sometimes seeing how people are working on, say, an event site, and just seeing, sometimes it's things you don't like as well, sort of knowing what not to do, I suppose, seeing how people might be behaving with their staff, or the type of styles that work on a site or don't. And I think sometimes I've learned as much from seeing the things that I found, not so effective, as I have from seeing people who I find really inspirational.
Right. Okay. And if you were to dial back 27 years and you met your young self in the coffee shop and you were giving yourself a bit of advice, what advice would that be?
I think it would be to not worry too much about making definite plans and just to really embrace what opportunities come along. You know, I never planned to work in events really as a long-term career. So it's just been one of those things where different doors have opened and then they lead to something else. And it's been great to kind of be open to that and just see where that journey goes.
Yeah, okay. So keeping your eyes open, looking to the horizon. What's been, in terms of the biggest satisfaction that you've had running the business, apart from 27 years keeping the doors open, which is incredible, what's been your greatest satisfaction? What are you proudest of?
I mean, I really love kind of bringing concepts to life. So I think, say a festival, when you go in and it's like just a green field, and then you kind of build that up from nothing, and then thousands of people, tens of thousands of people come along and they have an amazing day and they have a really great experience. Sometimes something will inspire them for their future. They'll see things they haven't seen before. And then seeing that again come back down to that green field, there's something really satisfying about that process of kind of coming from nothing back to where it was. It's
You're a true producer, aren't you? That's a definition from my experience of working with producers, is that joy of creating something and then taking it apart at the end. You realize how absolutely fantastic it is that you can build that engine.
yeah.
The mechanism in order to do that and leave people with smiles on their faces.
Yeah, and there's a real joy in seeing people or hearing people when they're leaving an event, sort of they've had a great time, they're really excited about it, and there's something just so amazing about that experience of being there for that.
So what plans are there for Continental Drifts then? What are you good? What are you guys going to do next? Have you got any plans for growth? Where is the business right now?
So one of the things we're really working on at the moment is something called Festival Lab, which is a scheme we're doing to get more young people from a Black heritage into festival production roles. And that's something we've been working a bit with the Arts Council on, and a partner called Global Carnivals. So we're offering training and work opportunities for young people at a range of different festivals, and that's included Glastonbury. So it's been amazing to see the journey of people and to see their skills and sort of future work prospects growing. And that's something we really want to keep pushing forward.
Okay, that sounds really cool. How do you see the outdoor festival industry moving at the moment? It's changed over the last couple of years, putting aside COVID.
Yeah.
What are you seeing in the marketplace now?
So I think we're seeing now I mean, definitely a drop off in local authority events is something we've really noticed. But actually, I think more creative approaches to programming, and sort of an inclusion of a more diverse range of things right now. So I think now, because a lot of larger scale artists are touring, they're doing their own tours, festivals are looking for a more creative approach, and they're looking to kind of change things up a bit because there isn't that reliance so much on the larger artists anymore. Or maybe that's a budget thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be both. There was a lot of new entrants to the festival market who seem to be falling by the wayside. I guess after 27 years, you have a good idea about what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, definitely. And Chris, my business partner, does a lot of music programming for events like he does Caravanserai at not Secret sorry, Camp Festival, and the Truth Stage at Glastonbury. So, you know, we've worked on such a wide range of programming, I suppose. We've really seen what does work and what isn't so effective at a festival, and also tailoring that to each different crowd.
Yeah. So in an industry that relies upon excitement, actually experience wins out. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I think definitely, because we've seen so many different iterations of festivals and events over the years.
Yeah, I'm sure we have. And you're still here to tell the tale.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, look, thanks so much for your time today. I really appreciated the conversation. It's really interesting to hear how that particular sector is. how it's performing and how you're getting through it, because it's been through some rocky times. You know,
It has. I think there'll probably be other rocky times ahead, but
I mean that's life, but COVID obviously had a huge effect on the entire industry. And then, you know, what's been happening over the last couple of years has also had ramifications, and it's brilliant that you're still there after 27 years doing great work.
yeah,
Can't
and I think creative industries will always, there'll always be a market for it. And whilst it might go up and down in its demand or the types of things that are working, people always need to have culture, and they always need to kind of go to places that inspire them and where they see new things. So I feel like there'll always be a place.
Yeah, I think you're right. And one thing I'm incredibly proud of in the UK is the arts and culture and music industry in the UK is unparalleled per capita globally. We are, you know, but for the number of people that are in this country, we have an extremely high proportion of the most talented entertainers and creators globally. And I'm very proud of that. And you're in the middle of that industry. So that's absolutely fantastic. So look, thank you so much for your time today. I really, really appreciated that. Let's keep in contact. Let's catch up soon. And I want to find out how Continental Drifts is weathering the storm and building in the future.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.